The glow of a smartphone screen cut through the darkness. It was a small, ordinary light in an unremarkable apartment, but this message would soon become anything but ordinary. It blinked to life at precisely 9:47 p.m. on a chilly Tuesday night. The words were simple. "Hey babe, just got home. So tired. Going straight to bed. Love you." Daniel Harper sent it to his girlfriend, Sarah. A message that seemed to say, "I am here. I am home. I am safe." In a world obsessed with digital footprints, this text was a perfect alibi. For a while, everyone believed it. But what if a message isn't what it seems? What if the words on the screen tell one story, while the code beneath tells another? This text would soon be at the center of a legal storm. A handful of words, a timestamp, and a heart emoji. Enough to set a man free or condemn him. The stakes were high, resting on a few dozen characters. It was a modern-day note in a bottle, but its meaning would be debated and redefined. The message was an alibi, a digitally stamped alibi. In 2018, a text message was seen as a concrete marker of presence. If your phone sent a message from a certain place at a certain time, you must have been there. That was the logic. Lawyers dreamed of this kind of evidence. Juries trusted it. It was clean, precise, and didn't forget. Or so everyone thought. But Daniel Harper's freedom rested on a carefully constructed illusion. The journey to uncover the truth would force the legal system to confront a new reality. Our digital ghosts can be programmed to lie for us. The case was the People versus Daniel Harper. At its heart, a brutal crime and a simple question: where was Daniel at 9:47 p.m.? The prosecution had a victim, Emily Carter, who identified Daniel as her attacker. The attack happened at approximately 9:45 p.m., according to security footage. The case seemed strong until Daniel's alibi. He claimed he was at home, miles away, and had proofed the text to Sarah at 9:47 p.m. The defense presented the phone records. The timestamp was undeniable. It was a digital receipt, a testament to his innocence. In the early days of the trial, it felt open and shut. Before this, text messages were treated as gospel in court. A timestamp was a fact, free from human error. If a phone's records showed a message at 9:47, that was when it was sent. This assumption was the bedrock of countless alibis. But Detective Miller had a nagging feeling. The timing was too perfect, too convenient. It was almost as if the alibi had been crafted to counter the known time of the attack. This skepticism would be the key to unlocking the case. Miller started digging, not into Daniel's life, but into the life of his phone. He wondered, could a phone be made to speak for its owner, even when the owner wasn't there? The answer would change everything. The crime was quick and brutal. On a Tuesday night, Emily Carter was attacked in a dim parking garage. She was thrown to the ground, her purse snatched, left bruised and terrified. She identified Daniel Harper, a former colleague, as her attacker. Daniel was brought in for questioning the next day. He was calm, insisted on his innocence, and offered his phone as proof. He said he was home, unwinding, and had texted Sarah just before 10 p.m. The text message was the cornerstone of his defense, sent at 9:47 p.m. from his home Wi-Fi. Sarah confirmed receiving it. From a legal standpoint, it was a prosecutor's nightmare. The crime occurred at 9:45 p.m. It would have taken Daniel at least 20 minutes to get home from the scene. The 9:47 text seemed to exonerate him. The prosecution was in a bind, a credible victim and motive, but up against the clock. The digital alibi was a formidable opponent. The defense argued logistics. Daniel couldn't have been at the scene and sent the text from home 2 minutes later. The jury seemed to agree. The digital alibi was holding strong, but Detective Miller wasn't convinced. He believed the truth was hidden in the phone's data. The investigation was about to shift from the physical world to the digital one. The clock was ticking, not just for Daniel, but for the justice system itself. The answer would lie in the invisible world of code and metadata. and the digital alibi was about to be put to the test. Detective Miller's suspicion grew. He started exploring the digital world, searching for a loophole. Could you schedule a text message to send later, like setting a timer? His research paid off. He found a third-party app that could schedule texts. You could write a message in the afternoon, schedule it for 9:47 p.m., and leave your phone at home. The phone would send the message, creating a perfect automated alibi. Miller got a warrant for a full forensic analysis of Daniel's phone. The forensic team created a digital clone of the device, sifting through deleted files and system logs. They found remnants of the scheduling app, deleted in a panic. More importantly, they found a log file, a message composed and scheduled at 4:15 p.m., set to send at 9:47. The perfect alibi was a lie. The crime scene was no longer just a parking garage. It was the coded interior of a smartphone. The investigation had found its ghost in the machine. The truth was finally within reach. The trial took a dramatic turn. The prosecution, armed with new evidence, was ready to dismantle Daniel's alibi. The courtroom became a battlefield, not about what Daniel did, but what his device did for him. The prosecutor argued Daniel had weaponized technology, turning a scheduling app into a tool for deception. The defense fought back, claiming the forensic findings were technical jargon meant to confuse. So what if he had a scheduling app? That didn't prove intent. The debate raged. Does a device's action prove where a person was? The jury was forced to weigh the credibility of timestamps against the possibility of automation. The core question: what does it mean to send a message? The prosecution argued human intent, the act of scheduling, was the true action. The defense clung to the timestamp as the only objective fact. The courtroom became a crucible, testing the definition of a human act in a digital age. The outcome would set a precedent for the future. The prosecution called Dr. Alana Reed, a digital forensics expert. She explained that a phone records everything, not just messages, but apps, networks, and deleted files. Dr. Reed showed the jury the forensic report, turning code into a narrative of deception. She explained the difference between a real-time message and a scheduled one. In Daniel's case, the evidence was damning. The log file showed the message was scheduled at 4:15 p.m. The network log showed it was sent at 9:47 p.m. She used an analogy. Scheduling a text is like setting a timer on an oven. The cooking happens later, but the human action happened earlier. Daniel set his digital casserole at 4:15. The oven dinged at 9:47. The evidence showed he wasn't home when the message was sent. The defense tried to poke holes, but Dr. Reed was unshakable. She revealed Daniel had turned off location services around 5 p.m., another suspicious act. Cell tower data showed his phone near the crime scene after the attack. The digital alibi was a premeditated lie. The jury deliberated for 2 days. The verdict: guilty. Daniel's digital alibi had been his undoing. The case sent ripples through the legal community, leading to the digital alibi rule. The rule states a timestamp alone is no longer enough to prove presence. Courts must now consider the possibility of automation and require deeper forensic analysis. Attorneys must prove a digital action was initiated by a human in real time. The new standard adds scrutiny to digital evidence. If the prosecution wants to break an alibi, they need thorough forensic investigation. If the defense wants to use a digital alibi, they must prove its authenticity. The rule adds a new layer of complexity to evidence. The court's opinion acknowledged that technology had outpaced the law. The digital alibi rule was an attempt to catch up, to distinguish between genuine and crafted digital footprints. It was a necessary evolution for justice in the digital age. The implications of the Harper case and the digital alibi rule reach far beyond the courtroom. Our digital lives are programmable. An alibi can be a symphony of automated actions. Imagine a smart home, lights, TV, social media, all scheduled while you're miles away. You can weave a convincing web of lies, a digital shadow that moves independently. This programmable alibi is a new challenge for investigators and a new tool for criminals. Every new device or app adds complexity. The truth is now buried under layers of code and metadata. Forensic experts must analyze the interplay of apps, devices, and logs to find what's real. The footprints we leave in the digital sand may not be our own. They can be created by automated assistants, by scheduled commands, by ghosts in the machine. The Harper case was a wake-up call. A timestamp is not a truth, and a digital presence is not necessarily a human one. As our world becomes more automated, the quest for justice must become more vigilant. We must always search for the human hand behind the curtain of code, ensuring the shadows we chase are real.